Hello, my beautiful and talented people. Thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and booking readings. I am doing a giveaway at 10,000 subscribers. I am very, very close. If you want to be a part of that, make sure that you have commented and are subscribed and you're in the running. So my gorgeous pile number ones. Also, thank you to everybody who's been booking with me. My email's in the description right below the timestamps if you do want to book a reading. Pile 1, Pile 2, Pile 3, and Pile 4. Today we're asking, what do you need to know right now? Take a moment, figure out which one feels right, and we're going to move on to our gorgeous pile number ones. Pile number 1, my gorgeous angels. How are they? What do you need to know right now? What do you need to know right now? So, what do you need to know right now, pile number 1? What does pile number 1 need to know right now? Church, temple, mosque. Recognize your spiritual authority. It seems that right now is not the time to be shaken from your own beliefs. We have believe, we have forgiveness, and we have awakening. It looks like there's a mix of spirituality, awakening, forgiveness, and belief for you right now. What does the gorgeous pile number 1 need to know right now? What does the gorgeous pile number 1 need to know right now? Take responsibility. You're too damn old for the blame game. It does look like your spirits may be asking you to focus, instead of, to focus inward, to make sure that you're taking responsibility for what you need to take responsibility for. This doesn't mean that you're an awful, horrible person. It just means that we bear responsibility for our own lives. We often, have issues, problems, hurts, pain. But ultimately, we do need to take some kind of responsibility. If only because focusing on blame often gives another person too much power. And I feel like that might be the case. I do feel like sometimes we're asked to give forgiveness too much. This is just my own personal thing. Just because forgiveness needs to be for us. Because if forgiveness is necessary, there may have been something that transpired that was a transgression. Now, ultimately that, but we also don't want to give the people who transgress against us the power to control an aspect of us forever. And forgiveness is one way of doing this. But also, don't beat yourself up to continue to be constantly forgiving while another person takes no responsibility. So, there is a balance here. Oshun, 10 of Cups. But I feel like there's an aspect for forgiveness that can bring contentment. It looks like you have chance for awakening because at some point when you have an opportunity to be outside the game of blame. We have 4 of Swords, healing. Sometimes healing takes time. Sometimes, the Four of Swords is the healing, the pause, the time it takes to heal after heartbreak. So I feel like you're going to have some kind of opportunity to heal and move forward. Four of Pentacles. Now, this is interesting because this is on top of forgiveness. It could be that you have resisted giving any kind of forgiveness for a long time. You could be dealing with something that you do not want to let go of. You could be really holding some kind of grudge. But the Four of Pentacles is we're either holding back too much. Maybe we hold back too much because, we haven't been able to forgive a transgression that may have nothing to do with another person that we're holding back too much from. It might be like a harm we received in childhood, so we never want to make ourselves open and available to other people. But this is a block to abundance. This is a block to joy. It's holding back too much or holding on too tightly. There could be an aspect of maybe holding on too tightly to your pain. Knight of Swords. There's an opportunity to take some kind of fast action to move forward. This is the Knight of Swords, which is the fastest knight. All swords are about movement, about action. We have a moving forward. We have healing. And we have a need to release. This doesn't mean that you need to be okay with choices that other people have made. But the Ten of Pentacles fell out, and I was clarifying the Four of Pentacles. I think that Spirit is asking you to release so that you can move forward, so that you can have true abundance. Because the Four of Pentacles is so afraid to lose. But unfortunately, holding back too much or holding on too tightly, unfortunately, ensures loss rather than actually keeps us from it. And we have the Ten of Cups, I think, came out too. Ten of Cups. So we have emotional joy and contentment. We have stability and abundance. There may be something that you're going to have to release and move forward from. And if you can't forgive, at least stop letting it have some kind of power over you. Because ultimately, you do bear responsibility for your life. It doesn't mean that, you deserved everything that you received. That's not true. Like, we don't necessarily deserve awful things that happen to us. Sometimes we're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. We're dealing with the wrong person. But we have clarity setting, moving things forward. This is also can be clarity. Clarity moving you forward. We have a soft heart and we have our own personal responsibility. And again, when I say our own personal responsibility, I am emphasizing that if somebody has done something that is completely awful to you, that's not your responsibility. But we do bear some responsibility in how we act and how we respond to it, in the person that we choose to be, regardless of that other person. So when Spirit is asking you to pay attention to responsibility, that's what they're asking you for. Seven of Swords. Regardless of somebody maybe being, maybe stealing from you, maybe being very sneaky towards you, you are responsible if you take on these qualities as well. If you, block abundance that can come your way. It does look like there might be things that maybe very understandably happened, as a result of some kind of pain, some kind of situation. But ultimately, you're responsible for the person you choose to be. You choose to be despite what happens to you. You have an opportunity for a new emotional beginning, and being a fully formed, advanced adult. So it looks like you're at the precipice of some kind of spiritual awakening. I'm going to pull one more card because it feels like it. Use the time you have just the way you'd like. I feel like there's going to be an opportunity to have a gentle, open, soft heart. But again, you're not responsible if somebody wrongs you. But we have time on this world, and you should be using your time to make what you'd like to happen. Because as much as a fear of loss, like, we can experience loss, and sometimes we may be in difficult situations. Sometimes we receive things that we do not deserve. But ultimately, there is some responsibility on our part to heal. So I hope that this helped you. If you do want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 10,000 subscribers. If you want to be a part of that, just make sure that you are subscribed and you comment. It's getting really close. So thank you so much, my gorgeous darlings. If you want to book with me, my email's in the description right below the timestamps. And it's time for our gorgeous pile number 2s. Pile number 2, my gorgeous angels. What do you need to know right now? What do you need to know? Strength. Strength is about the courage to do the right thing, the courage to control our more beastly side. We have the Sun. We've got strength, we have blessings. Sun is happiness, joy. We have the Six of Cups. The Sun and the Six of Cups both have aspects of innocence. So the Six of Cups is love. It is friendship. It is nostalgia. What about, I feel like there was love and friendship with there. We have a brand new beginning in honesty, clarity, transparency. We have the Three of Pentacles, which is when people collaborate to make something larger than themselves. I feel like you're going to have an opportunity to collaborate with people you care about to make something bigger than yourself, something that will be very blessed, something, however, that will, however, require you to be an evolved version of yourself. We have the Page of Swords. Actually, I'm going to change decks. Page of Swords. Pages are about communication. Swords are about honesty, clarity, truth. But the Page of Swords often can also be an observational card. So I feel like there's going to be maybe some requirement to like look at something in an intellectual way. We've got the Knight of Swords. This is going to be something that should be taken action on. We have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is loss, but it's also focusing on what's been lost and not necessarily paying attention to what you have an opportunity to gain. So I think that you're being asked to have some perspective, because there is something logical that should move forward on, because it's going to bring a great deal of blessings, collaboration, but there might be something that you are disappointed about. And that disappointment might be keeping you focused on the wrong thing. You're being asked to take action on something that is practical and something that is collaborative. What does pile 2 need to know right now? We have Hermit. Hermit, it's funny because this is observing, the outward situation, and this is observing our inner self. There may be some need for introspection here. Maybe this is part of the strength that you are being asked to have. But you're gonna, this is action, action, action. There is something that emotional that it needs to be moved forward from, or maybe even just taking action on something that is close to your heart. Yeah, I feel like there's maybe an action that's needed, taking action towards something that is close to your heart. Ooh, I feel like the Seven of Swords and the Five of Cups, I feel like you may have received some kind of dishonest action. And even though, you have this opportunity to be surrounded by people who care about you, I feel like this dishonest action is putting you in a place where you may be too focused on, there are dishonest people. But not everybody is a dishonest person. Some people truly care about you. And you don't want to focus so much on dishonest people that you can't allow yourself to be held in love and respect. And it doesn't mean that loss isn't real. But this loss ultimately doesn't truly have the power to keep you from happiness. But your focus on the loss might keep you stuck for a while. New emotional beginning, love. You're at the precipice of a new emotional beginning, something that is going to be very collaborative, something that is truly loving, a blessing, but it does require you to be strong. Sometimes strength is just doing the right thing, regardless of whether it's easy. Sometimes strength is, not, thinking about our actions before we do them. Strength can come in all forms of ways. What do you need to know? What do you need to know right now? Limitless. See yourself open to receive in the most miraculous ways. The divine can use anything and anyone. Yeah, you're going to be offered extraordinary blessings, but there may be subconscious limitations that you have put on your own blessings. Just know that the universe may give you exactly what you need, maybe even exactly what you want, but they may not give it to you in the form that you expect, the form that you're determined to take. That might not be the case, because unfortunately, if you may be experiencing loss because you dealt with somebody who used their free will to act in a way that was dishonorable. But that person ultimately can't completely keep you from having a new experience with somebody who's fully formed, that you can build something bigger and better with. Again, this doesn't have to be a romantic thing. This could be, this could be work. This could be all sorts of things. But I think that don't block your blessing because you don't yet see its form, is what I heard. Individuality. There is something special, real, unrepeatable about you. There is going to be a need for you to value and maybe validate your own individuality. No one owes you anything. Don't wait around for an apology, explanation, or closure you may never receive. And this is, of course, going on the Seven of Swords. Again, I feel like whether it was romantic, whether it was familial, whether it was work, you may have dealt with somebody who isn't going to say sorry. But you have an opportunity to not be limited. You have an opportunity to have a brand new beginning. And you may need to stop giving somebody power, even if they should have been good to you. Because ultimately, if somebody should have been good to us and isn't, that's the indication from the universe to say that this isn't somebody that we should continue to invest in. We have email. Be mindful of the messages that you send. So I see like a new emotional beginning, maybe new love, a friendship, lots of good things, but you're going to have to also be aware of what you're saying, what you're communicating to other people, whether it's verbal or nonverbal. Because there is going to be an opportunity to walk over, like there's a bridge over a chasm. There's a way of going over this chasm. There's a way of going, not being limited and receiving success. Sorry, there's alarms in the background. So, do whatever inner work that you need to do and make sure that you're acting as the highest and best version of yourself. But, things that were limitations to you may not be limitations to you anymore. We have the soft heart. We have daughter. I might have pulled, I think I did pull some before. We have believe. We have hug. And we have the tree frog. The tree frog is kind of like holding on to things. And I mean, that's a good thing when we're holding on to people who genuinely care and respect and love us in equal measure. It's a harder story when we're holding on to somebody who was dishonest to us. And again, this does not mean that that experience wasn't real. It doesn't mean that that experience wasn't painful. But I think that Spirit is asking you, trying to give you emotional support and also put you in a place with people who are worth holding on to, who hug you, who love you, who are emotionally soft with you. We have the daughter, and I'm going to pull something for the daughter. Ooh, 5 of Swords. With the 5 of Swords and the daughter, this could be something, you know, maybe somebody was incredibly unfair to you in your childhood. Maybe somebody, or maybe there's a need to make sure that you're thinking about not being in a win-lose situation with a family member. But I think that it is important to consider how our actions affect other people. And there's also an opportunity to not be as limited. So I hope that this helped you. You do want a free reading? I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 10,000 subscribers. I'm almost there. If you want to be a part of that, subscribe and make sure that you leave a comment. I deeply appreciate you all. If you want to book with me, my email's in the description right below the timestamps. It's time for my gorgeous pile number 3s. Pile number 3, my gorgeous angels. What do you need to know right now? What do you need to know right now? We have Star, healing, wish fulfillment, hope, divine inspiration. We have justice. 2 cards, 2 major arcanas. 3 cards, 3 major arcanas. Guess what? Your life is going... You're getting really good major arcanas. But let's just say the universe is very involved in your life right now. And it looks like for good reason. Because we have emotional balance, healing, balance. A way of seeing a different perspective. But also know this, that the universe might be putting you in a little bit of a timeout until you gain the perspective that you need to have this healing and balance. And these are actually the balance. They all have an aspect of balance. 3 of first minor arcana, and it's the 3 of Cups. And if you notice that this, 3 of Cups can sometimes be a third party. It's definitely not always that. It can be joy. It can be a good time, but there also is not necessarily a sound foundation. So I feel like you're you should not be trying to escape things too much. Escapism is sometimes necessary. I mean, we're all human beings. And it's not that we shouldn't have joy, we shouldn't have a good time, that we shouldn't occasionally go out and let loose. But there is healing, wish fulfillment, scales being balanced. Like, this is all very serious stuff, very beneficial stuff. Stuff that might need to be taken seriously. Stuff that maybe shouldn't be avoided by trying to like fill your life with a fun time, but maybe noise. Three of Wands. The reason why the universe is so entwined in your life right now is because your future depends on it. What you're going to manifest, what you're going to get out of things is depending on it. And this Three of Cups, well, feels good in the moment, is not going to lead to what you want in the long term. And again, it is not that we can't have a good time. It's not that we can never be silly. That's silly. But sometimes we need to pay attention to what really matters. And this seems to be a pivotal time to do that. Clarity on the Hanged Man, the Two of Pentacles. Justice. How many balance cards do we have? But this is about like needing to make a practical decision so things can be in balance. Maybe juggling things, but I feel like there's a practical decision that needs to be made so that things can be balanced in your life. Things that will genuinely lead to, you know, peace and happiness and balance. So balance needs to be your watchword. Again, it's not that we can never have a good time, but we cannot have a good time at the expense of our future. Well, we can, but we just won't necessarily like the results. And your spirit is working very, very closely with you because they're, you know, right now is a pivotal time for you. What do they need to know right now? Strength. Right now is the time to be strong. Right now is the power to have the courage to do what you needs to be done. Because actually you having the courage to do the thing that you know needs to be done is going to work and be wish fulfillment. Like, it's going to lead to wish fulfillment for you. It's almost like you have nothing to lose by doing the right thing and everything to lose by avoiding it. What do you need to know right now? What do you need to know, my gorgeous darlings? Empress. You have an opportunity to bring a lot of creativity to you. You have an opportunity to be your best self. You have an opportunity to attract in a partner that is on par with your actual worth. I feel like that's going to be different for each person independently, but like your major arcana, major arcana, major arcana, major arcana, major arcana, major arcana, like this, the consequences for you right now are like, if you don't choose to be your higher self, it's going to affect you in the long term. Like, and if you choose to do what you need to do, it's also going to affect you in the long term. It's just going to affect you incredibly positively. What do you need to know right now? The Sun. This decision, whatever this decision that you can't make up your mind about, it needs to be made, because this is what is in the way of your blessings. This is what is in the way of your joy, your happiness. Like, this is an incredibly positive reading. By the way, major arcana, major arcana, major arcana. Like, there's... But there is a need to, like, get off the fence. There is a need to make a choice. There is a need to make a practical choice. There is a need to not focus so much on something that, while it may be fun, isn't what you should be doing. And know that, like, there's, you know, a fleeting good time, and there's real happiness and contentment. You don't want to sell out real happiness and contentment for a fleeting good time. Another major arcana, Tower. Yeah, I feel like maybe you've experienced a tower you need to heal from, or if you don't do the healing that you need to do, if you don't take the opportunity that you're being given, if you only focus on what is fun but not important, you may end up receiving a tower. You may end up having things catastrophically fall apart. Healing card, healing card. A little bit, definitely a healing card. Like, there's a call for healing here. Clarity on the Tower, because there is some kind of moderation that needs to be had. Yeah, because this is moderation. We have the Tower. There needs to be a little bit of moderation, or else there will be something catastrophic. 8 of Pentacles, which is funny, because the reason why 8 of Pentacles is funny, like, is because 8 of Pentacles is the necessary energy and effort we need to put in to gain an extremely strong foundation. And that this is absolutely key. So just know that the universe is brimming with good things that it wants to give you. But there's actual actions that are key. And without those actions, there is no foundation. What do you need to know right now? We have take a minute and evaluate how you look at, talk to, and treat others. Are you proud of it? If not, change it. We're all human beings. None of us are perfect. But we have the opportunity to decide to be our best selves and act that way. Even if at some point we didn't. So, if there are things about your life that you're not happy with, you're being asked to put in the work to change it. And that the work will result in extraordinary blessings for you. But, like, there is a necessity for some kind of temperance, some kind of harmony, some kind of emotional balance, some kind of not having too many high highs and too many low lows. There is some work that you're going to need to do, that you need to take seriously. What do you need to know right now? Reinvention. Yeah, well, you like I said, the angels, the universe, like they're working on you intensely. And unfortunately, like the blessings are really bright and the downsides are really, really dire. So, like, there is a call for reinvention. There is a call for having some perspective, so that you can change what needs to be changed. So that you can receive the extraordinary blessings that the universe wants to give you. Like, when I say, like, extraordinary blessings, like, this is not something small. This is something huge. What do you need to know right now? New chapter. But this extraordinary, this huge blessing, this real genuine joy and happiness, you know, like, this comes from a new chapter. This comes from evaluating, reinventing, and changing. Internet, embrace the fact that you are the world. Like, we are all interconnected. The internet has made that clear, but it's just true. So we have the Five of Pentacles being left out in the cold, maybe leaving other people out in the cold. Coming from a place of lack. Maybe doing things to numb pain because we just don't want to feel any lack. But the universe is not here to give you lack, even if that's what you've received in the past. But, like, there is something that needs to be done. The universe can give you all the lessons that it wants to, but ultimately, if you want a better life, you actually have to start doing those things. Because ultimately, we all have free will. Soft heart. There is a need to have the ability to access our own vulnerability. We have Athena and the owl. This is about knowledge. This is about wisdom. This is applied knowledge. And that's exactly what it is. There's something that you already know. And to honor what you already know, you're going to have to do things differently. We have tree. This can be about healing. This can be about family connection. This can be about soul connections. Eight of Wands. Now is the time for action. Now is the time for building the foundation for the things that you want in your life. Because the universe is trying to give you phenomenal blessings, but if you don't build a foundation, you will only have a tower. Like this is very much a, if you can't have what you want and be passive in this. I'm not saying that we can't attract good things to ourselves. I think that you have, but it's just when we have attracted those things to ourselves, we need to make decisions to continue to build that thing, to, put in the work, to, like, I feel like you've already attracted in a phenomenal blessing, but, if there's something, if the work isn't being put in, if you're not thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow, you should be thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow, because you have a tower or you have extraordinary blessings, and it's going to matter. It's going to be key. What's going to be key is putting in the work and not ignoring it for something that's fun at the moment. So, I wish you the absolute best. Thank you so much. I really hope that this helped you. If you do want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 10,000 subscribers. So just make sure that you are subscribed and you comment and you're in the running for that. Thank you again to everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and booking readings. It all matters, and I deeply appreciate you all. If you want to book with me, my email's in the description right below the timestamps. Right now, I'm getting it out in around 48 hours. So thank you so much, and it's time for pile number 4. Pile number 4, my gorgeous angels. Woo! Dropping things as I do. 5 of Cups. I feel like you've had some kind of loss. All is not lost, but it doesn't mean that your pain isn't real. We have the 7 of Pentacles, so I heard you reap what you sow. Some of you, this might be, experiencing some kind of loss and maybe having to have the knowledge that that person will reap what they sowed. For others of you, like, it's really important that you're investing in the future right now. We have the King of Cups. We have the Temperance card. Temperance is about moderation, health, healing, balance. I think that you have experienced a loss, and you're being in a process where you're still having to invest in your future, where you're having to heal, where you're being asked to have some kind of optimism for the future, even if that is currently not what you feel. We have the King of Cups. That could be about emotional maturity. This also could be somebody coming into your life, offering you some emotional balm, some kind of emotional aid, some kind of caring. Some of you are going to receive a brand new emotional beginning. So, despite whatever loss that you have received, you're going to receive a new emotional beginning. Clarity on Temperance. Jack of Swords. So, I feel like for some of you, you're in a lot of pain and you may be just going through the emotions. Going through the motions until you can heal. And you're, being asked to have some optimism might be very hard for you to have right now. You might be having to take action. Excuse me. So I feel like you may be having to take actions before that are logical, but before you're in it emotionally. I feel like the universe wants you to know that you will be able to heal. Clarity on the Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. New emotional beginning, new beginning with stability. But yeah, some of you are in a lot of pain and you're going through the motions. This doesn't mean that you're wrong, that you're doing anything bad. I think that they're really just trying to let you know that you will be able to heal. And that, yes, you may be in a time and a place where your emotions are hurt and you're still having to do the practical things so you have a future. But knowing that you're going to have a future. Clearing. As true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mind to God's. Such freedom. Yeah, you lost something. Something has been cleared from your life. And the universe is trying to let you know that more will always come. Just because you lost something does not mean you will stay in a place of forever loss. They are asking you to be in a place where you can release, to let go. And this doesn't mean, for some of you, in situations where you might have lost a loved one or something like that. This doesn't mean that you can't honor that person or love that person. Some of you, maybe you lost a friend, maybe you lost a romance, maybe you lost a job. But you are not always going to be in a state of loss. Right now, it's the time to release and heal. Learn to be intuitive. I feel like there may be a greater opportunity for you to be more intuitive. Maybe you lost something because you second guessed yourself. at some point, and when you were like, maybe this isn't a good idea, and you know, second guess that. But I feel like this is giving you an opportunity to be more in tune with what the universe wants to show you. Job. Love what you do and do what you love. I feel like something has been cleared from your life, and there's a need to focus on like living your life as you would want to live your life. If it's something like losing a loved one, maybe just realizing that life is short and we should be doing something that matters to us. Ma'at, justice. Again, I feel like a lot of you are in a lot of pain. But the scales, like there's reasons to have some optimism towards the future. The scales are trying to be balanced for you. But you may be at a place where you're having to take a leap of faith. Maybe you lost something that you truly depended on. The Fool takes a leap of faith. The Fool doesn't know whether something's going to be a good decision or a bad decision. That's why the Fool is actually the protagonist of the deck. Now, the Magician knows and has the tools necessary. And at some point that might be you. I feel like, you know, like there's something has ended, something that you may need to let go of. You're going to have a new emotional beginning. You're going to have something that is new, that you can build, that is going to be sound for you. But you may not see what that is yet. You might just be having to walk into the unknown. What do you need to know right now? Seven of Wands. Some of you may have lost something that you really shouldn't allow back into your life. For others of you, like with the Seven of Wands, like right now, like there's a need to fight for what matters to you. There's a need to say no to things that will take too much from you. There is also a need to sow another garden. To do the things that are going to pay off in the future. And that could be very hard when you're dealing with grief and loss. But we have the Chariot, and the Chariot is, again, a balance card. Because once you balance your higher self with your shadow self, and both sides are on the same page about getting your needs met. When you're in a balance of, like, not in a place of too many high highs and too many low lows, when you're really coming to emotional balance, and, you know, like, there's a lot of good things that are coming to you. And I feel like they're just hard to see because of the pain. So we have the Hermit. Some of you might be isolating yourself. The Hermit is not inherently a bad card. The Hermit is inner knowledge, knowing us. And maybe some kind of inner knowledge is what is going to truly help you. But also, I feel like you may need to be careful of not isolating yourself too much. While it is important to have boundaries, and it is important to continue to plant something that can pay off in your future, you're going to have opportunities at joys, at successes, at moving forward, at healing. And you may be retreating within yourself because you don't want to be hurt. You don't want to have something unfair happen. Maybe you're retreating because you've dealt with people, you know, like you've dealt in situations where you were not treated fairly. Again, like, there's reasons for you to have optimism. And while introspection is important, you completely cutting yourself off might have consequences for other people that you don't realize. Eight of Swords and the gazebo. Could also have self-sabotaging things for yourself. So be careful not to isolate yourself too much. We do have like society with the gazebo, and we have the Eight of Swords. Maybe there's a desire to get away from something that is societally limiting. Choose happiness consistently. Sometimes happiness is not easy. But we can definitely make decisions that will make us more happy than other decisions. We can choose to, you know, despite receiving some losses, have some kind of optimism in our future. You know, not because we all need to be Pollyannas, but because despite the pain that you're feeling, not everything has ended. Not everything is over. And there is an opportunity at something truly abundant for you that you can give yourself. We've got the hook. So there's something that still has a hook on you. We have the wolf, and often the wolf comes out as loyalty to me, fierce loyalty. And we have the owl and the Athena coin. So there is some kind of loyalty, and there's also something that has been learned. And this is something that might keep your head a little clouded. Maybe you have some loyalty to somebody or some situation where you since learned that that's not entirely a good idea, and doesn't mean that you don't care, don't have loyalty. Five of Pentacles, I just realized fell out. Five of Pentacles is about lack, loss, being left out in the cold. At the same time, we have an ability to move forward, plant for the future, have our own foundation, set some kind of limits. Perhaps there was something cleared out of your life because it was not giving you abundance. And it does not mean that that doesn't hurt. But there is healing for you. There is abundance for you. And right now, you're just being asked to plant the seeds for a future. Because once you come out of the other side, you will be shining. You will be truly showing your light and your abundance. But there is an active flow here. Allow me, Divine, to move with the flow and respond with calmness and peace. Again, something has been cleared. Maybe it was something that you did not want to let go of, but you're being in a place where you do have to let go of it. And that is part of the flow. Letting what doesn't serve you go and allowing the good that comes towards you to be. So just know that whatever you lost, it's not what's going to get in the way of your success. It's not what's going to get in the way of your abundance. There is going to be an opportunity for healing. I just feel like right now, I'm just feeling a lot of energy of pain. So know that there's going to be some pursue your true wealth. Sometimes things leave us because they couldn't have given us what we actually deserve. Again, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it is a job. It's not that we don't need or want those things. But allow things to flow. Give yourself some time to heal. Know that this is a success card. This is a success card. Like, success, like, whatever you have lost isn't what's going to keep you from your success. And it's okay to grieve. But there is a need to plant the seeds for what actually will be your success. So I hope that this helped. Thank you so much. I deeply appreciate you. If you do want a free reading with me, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 10,000 subscribers. So just make sure that you are subscribed and you comment. Thank you so much. I deeply appreciate you all. If you want to book with me, my email's in the, I can say description, right below the timestamps. Bye.